one of my students asked a question, and I want to use this medium to share the answer to the question with you guys. What he asked was how to design or how to implement drop-down interaction in Figma. So I have gotten the colors I want to use for my for the design. These are the colors. I have a kind of black, I have white, and I also have a kind of blue. So and I have a picture also that I want to use for the design. I have this picture, so I'm going to design something like, for example, e-commerce, or let me say a page. It's going to be just a page, and the interaction will follow. So to do this, I will start by bringing in my the screen. So I'm going to use desktop. I'm going to use desktop like this, and I want to give it a color. This desktop is going to be this color. Also, what I will do, my blue will be for text and primary, and also the white will also be for text on either blue or black background. So I want to reduce the size of this just like this. Now the next thing is I want to give it a layout, and it's going to be a column with count of 12 and also margin of 100, or let me say 80, and again gutter of 32 pixels. So this is okay. And the next thing I will do is to create the navigation bar, which is going to be at the top. So I'm using a frame also to create that. I'll draw it, and the height of that is going to be 100. So that is 100. I'm not going to give it any background color because I don't want it to have a background. So the next thing I want to do is to give it an icon or a logo that's going to be for the website, and I'm just going to write a text. For example, I can say continental, for example. So let me see, am I correct? Continental. Okay, this is correct. This is Lato by font. I want to change it to Ubuntu. I want to use an Ubuntu font, and it's going to be bold. And also I want to add some dots to it just to so I'm gonna add the ellipse. So this is 4 pixels. It's okay. I'm going to give them the blue color we have. I press I on the keyboard to bring out the ink. Then I will tap on the color to apply to it. So you can see we have the blue now. And the next thing I will do is to create the navigation items. I think we need to increase the size of this thing. I'm going to select everything we have here. Sorry. I'm going to select this together with these dots. I'll give them a frame by pressing Alt Command G or Alt Control G in case of a window. I'm going to increase the size of this thing. So I'm going to scale it. I press K. K is the shortcut for scale. So I'm going to enlarge this thing like this, scale it. I think it is okay, and I'm going to centralize it vertically. And now that is that for the icon, or let's say the logo. And other things I want to add is the navigation links. So I want to add, for example, I want to add home. I'll add home, and also add services, for example. So I'll add about us. Also, I'll add contact us. And also probably if user can sign into this, we can have sign up. So these are the navigations I want to have on this. So I want to make them 16 pixels, and they are not going to be this Ubuntu. I'm going to make them Lato, and again they are not bold, they will be regular. So I have a plugin installed. It's called Text Cutter. So I'm going to just type cutter, so, and I will split the text. So the text is being split. So each of these I want to make them auto width, so that when I write them, they don't fall into next line. Now I've done that. So each of these I want to give them an auto layout. So I'll set Shift A to this, Shift A to each of them, Shift A, Shift A, and Shift A. Why we are giving them Shift A is that so that they will have enough hotspot space, so that when user want to tap or click on them, they have enough hotspot space to tap on. So we have home, about us, contact us. So all these are going to be on an auto layout, and I will put them inside the navigation bar that we created and centralize it. So the space between them is 9 pixels. I'm going to make it 16 pixel, then move it one side. So this sign up is something that's going to stand on its own. So we can add it to auto layouts with this. The space between them is 17. I'm going to make it 80 pixels, so it's distance from them. And also we're going to create okay, instead of this sign up, let's say login instead. And also we want to create a get started button here. So for this I'm going to use a frame. So a frame is going to be 32 pixels of height. So, and I'll have a text inside. Control C, Command V, centralize. I'm going to say this get started. So I'll centralize this. And if you guess what, the color I'm going to use for this frame is going to be our color blue, which is this. And the text is already a white text. Let me centralize the text. Sorry. So I've centralized the text, and it should be like this. So another thing is I want to add corner radius to this. So I'm going to make it 16 pixel of corner radius, so that I have this, and this text height I want to reduce it. So that this sits it sits in the background. So that is that. And the next thing I will do is to create the text, which is going to be part of the hero image that we'll add. So this text I want to add, I have a text in mind I want to add, and this is going to be we are enabling a global shift. So this text I'm going to make it 60 pixels, because it will sit on a desktop. I mean, yes, on a desktop. So I want to make it pixels in size. So this is we are enabling. Now it's going to be an extra black, and let me change this to Ubuntu also. So we are enabling a global shift, and I will increase the line height. Let me just increase the line height like this. So I'm gonna make this a title case. So part of this, I'm going to make some words that were supposedly to be a catching word, so we're going to make them blue. Sorry, I just bring this here to be able to apply the color, and they also are going to start from this first column. And the next thing is our image. We're going to place our image in here. Our image is also sits here like this, and also we need a kind of a background something. So I want to place a kind of a background behind this picture. So just to beautify it, I'm using a rectangle tool, and this is going to be behind this image. I'll set it to back by pressing open curly bracket, and I think this is okay. And again, I'm going to click it to select one of the edges. So I want to give it a nice curve like this, and other edges also I will give them the I'll also give other edges. Let me check, what do I give this? This is 30. Let me increase this to let's say 80. So other places, I'm going to select them individually in edit mode. So I'm in edit mode. I can do it in design mode, but this is edit mode. I prefer to do it in edit mode so that I'll be able to individually select the edges. So if I go to design mode and I select this rectangle, we can see we have a mix something here. If I click here, the corner radius, so it's not even showing again. But if I go to design mode, edit mode, I can still edit the edge. Now the color is going to be the variance of a blue, the variance of our blue, and this is not going to be a deep blue like that. So we're going to make it like 40 pixel, 40% opacity, or even 20% opacity. This is nice. So what remains here, we need a button. We need a button on that display for user to explore more, and some other text like inspiration towards digital economy. So this is going to be 24 pixel instead. 24 pixel, just like this, and the space between it and this, we'll align it left, and the space is going to be 16 pixels. And this text also is not going to be a bold text, it's going to be a regular text like this, and the color, we're going to make it the blue color. So we have this, and the next thing we want to have under this is a button. I'm going to use this for button. I'm going to use a frame for button, and I'll add the blue color to it, just like this. And the corner radius, I'm going to give it 8 pixels. For the corner radius, I'm going to put a text inside and say explore. So we'll centralize that. Explore. So this is a button, or you can even say the explore now. So this button stands like this. So here is it. So the next thing I would like to do is to create the drop down. But before that, let's check the space between this is 40. I'm going to make it 64 pixel to have enough space. And again, the drop down. So to create this drop down, we're going to need one of these. So we're going to need one of these. Let's say these services. Let's say we have several services under our services. So maybe one of the services, for example, is communication. Uh, Consultation, then let's have other one. let's say traveling. So we're just getting something so that we'll have, and again, let's have another one. Let's say communication, consultation, traveling. Okay, IT, training, and also cyber security. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these services like this. So these 5 services, so I'm going to auto layout them, Shift A. So to auto layout them, so we have them here, and so I will want them to come whenever I hover on this about us. So the space between them is 9 pixels. So I'm going to make it 0. We don't want any space between them. And one thing I would like to do is to give them same width. So same width. So I'm going to increase this to this place like this, to this place, to this, and also to this like this. And here is it. They are auto layout. They have auto layout in them. I'm going to remove the auto layout by pressing Alt Shift A. So Shift A is to give something auto layout. You press Alt Shift A to remove the auto layout. You can simply remove auto layout from the property panel here, but due to the fact that you are selecting multiple objects that have auto layout, you cannot see the operation or the operation here at the property. You cannot see the auto layout property to remove it here. All you need to do is to press Alt Shift A to remove the auto layout from multiple items you've selected. Now what I want to do now is to create a background for this. So I'm going to check the size of this thing. The width, this is 39 pixels of height, and width is 132 pixels. So I'm going to make a rectangle of 132 pixels, 132, and also 39 pixels of height. So, and I'm going to make it color blue like this. So that is color blue, and we have this one here, the mainframe. We're going to give it color white like this. Don't forget our text. The text we have there are white text, or even instead we can give our drop down this black color, so that we'll have this variance with 10 or 20% opacity behind them whenever we hover on them. Now I will create another one of these, and that is going to take the color of the black. Going to take this color black, and again I'm going to combine this as component set, and I will give an interaction from this place, from this one when you hover on this. So that will be while hovering is to change to this. So whenever we place our mouse on this, it will change to this. After leaving it, it will return back to the normal state. So having done that, I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C, and paste it inside each of these things. Ctrl V. Sorry, I have to paste this inside V. So while it's pasting it in the auto layout, is that this this object is of the same width with the auto layout. That's why it's pasting into the auto layout. So what I will do is to remove this auto layout first. I'll remove the auto layout, then copy this back, Ctrl C, and select each of these and paste it. Command V, and you can see it is pasted. Now what I will do now is to make their X 0 so that they sit. Kí ló dé now? Ṣé wàá mọ̀ bí ìmọ̀ kúnlẹ̀ bí ọtí bá ń ṣe kíláàsì ni? O ò lè rántí náà. dákun kó rádà àdó sí lọ́jọ́ mọ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ mò ń ṣe kíláàsì. So this is it. So but if you look at it, this we're supposed to use this as background, but they are covering the text now. What I will do now is to press open curly bracket to send them to the back. So they are at the back now. So this I'm going to make it a curve. So by giving it 16 pixels of corner radius, and now you can see the corner radius is not showing. This is because the content here is not clipped. I'll clip it so that the corner radius is show. This is too much. I'm going to reduce this to 8 pixels like this. So whenever we hover on this links comes down. So what I will now do is to add a starting point of flow here. We have it, and again on our service I'll select these are services, and I'll create a link of connection between it and this drop down items. So what I will now do is when you tap on this or when you hover on this while hovering, then this should be, instead of navigate to, this is going to be open and overlay. So when you open and overlay, where should it be situated? So I will say manual, and I will bring it under these services. So when you hover on services, this comes out like this. So, and again, they said, do we want to add background? We don't want to add background to it, to overlay, not, and we want it to come instantly. So that is that. So let us play this and see the interaction. That's what we have. Let me restart this. So and I want this to be like this. So when I hover on this, you can see this is coming out, and you can see I cannot come under this. This is because I say when I hover on this, the service should come out. So as soon as I leave it, so it goes. So we need to like edit our prototype on click. So on click, maybe we need to move this down a little bit again. So we have this. So we have the drop down. We have this, and also this is not going after clicking of this thing. So what we will do is to add another interaction to this frame, and say on mouse down, close overlay. So we have this. So on mouse down, it closes overlay. That starts for this design. So there is another variance of drop down, whereby when we hover on this changes to another variant that have drop down and easily drop down. So we're going to do that in the next